Feeling nostalgic about the holidays, but still recovering from an injury? Making homemade Christmas gifts might sound overwhelming if you're dealing with low energy or injury recovery, like me. But I've got 3 thoughtful, homemade gift ideas that won't drain your holiday spirit or your energy. My name is Larissa, and this is the Concussion Crew, a channel where we share tips and tricks and ways to make dealing with low energy, dizziness, or any of the other symptoms that come along with a brain injury a little bit easier, so hopefully you can recover a little bit faster. Before my brain injury, I really enjoyed doing Christmas baking and making homemade gifts for people. But since my car accident, I have had a lot of trouble with my energy, with my focus, with my fine motor skills. Now, if that resonates with you, I want to start by saying it is completely acceptable to take care of your body. That's what's most important. So if you can't make gifts, that's completely fine. Your health is more important than what's under the tree. Remember that it is far better to conserve your energy and hopefully spend some time with your family and your friends and your loved ones this holiday season if you're up to it, rather than wasting what precious little time you've got bustling around the mall, getting bumped into, getting overwhelmed. Scale it back until you've healed enough or moved through this frustrating season in your life and have a little bit more stamina. If you have some energy and are looking for some low effort but super cute and practical gift ideas for your friends and family, I got you covered. First up is a comforting jar of homemade soup mix. Ta-da! So this is the soup mix, and I'm not sure if you can tell on camera, I just gave my last one away. So this one is in a jar that I had on hand and the lid doesn't quite fit. So if I were giving this away as a gift, I would use a slightly larger jar, but I wanted to show that I've taken the beans and created this stripy pattern in the jar. And this is the spice packet that goes with it. This is just a little tea bag that I got from Amazon. You use these usually with loose leaf tea, but I like to put the spices in here. Some of the recipes call for things like bay leaves or rosemary, oregano, things that might have little sticks in them or things that you're going to want to fish out of your soup. And when I'm making it, I would rather just toss this whole bag in and then be able to pull it out at the end rather than fishing around for how many bay leaves were in here? 2, 3, what are we looking for? So if you have this bag, the cumin and the salt are all going to disperse, and the things that you're going to want to pull out are going to be in this bag. This gift is practical, it's easy to put together, and it's really cute. The recipes that I've tried have come from wholefully.com, and I will link them below. I'm going to put 2 links. One to my favorite, which is a spicy black bean soup. I like to keep one of these on my own counter, and then I'll get like a rotisserie chicken from the grocery store and have that with some nice sourdough bread or a nice baguette. I will also include a link to one of her pages that has 6 other really good soup recipes that they can go into a jar. You give the jar to your friend, and all they have to do is add 6 cups of water and put it on the stove to boil. These soups are a warm and hearty gift. They are easy to put together. A lot of these spices you'll have in your cupboard at home already. You can get bags of dried beans and the noodles and stuff in those recipes from the grocery store. You could do a curbside pickup and make it really easy on yourself. If you want to make soup jars for multiple people, you can set up a little assembly line and you can do it in small batches. You could do just the beans one day, and then another day you could do a couple of the spice packets, and then the next day a couple more spice packets. break it down into easy steps. Next, how about bringing the holiday spirit into somebody's home with stovetop potpourri or scented pine cones? For scented pine cones, you can gather them yourself if you go for a walk in the woods, or I picked mine up at my local Starbucks. They had a big tree out front. It had dropped its pine cones, so I just collected them. And if you do this, remember to pop the pine cones into your oven for about 20 to 30 minutes at around 200 degrees so that you can kill off any little critters that might have been trying to make a home inside of the pine cones. If you don't have the energy or the ability to collect your own pine cones, that's fine. You can either pick them up at Michael's, at Hobby Lobby. I purchased a package off of Amazon just to see what they'd be like. The ones from Amazon are smaller than the ones that I picked up, but they're also kind of cute. So, dealer's choice, really. I'm going to link to a step-by-step guide on how to scent your pine cones, but it's really easy. You toss them in a zipper seal bag with some of the essential oils that you like, leave them for a couple of days, and then they will absorb the scent. I'm going to link below to a set of essential oils that I really like. They reminded me of Christmas. It's cinnamon, cloves. I think there was one called gingerbread house, sugar cookies, that sort of thing. After a couple days, once they are beautifully scented, you can add them to, I like these little burlap bags. They come plain, and I just use some stencils and acrylic paint to paint some little designs on them. But they look cute just by themselves. So a little bag like this with a bunch of pine cones in it, and give that to your friend. It's a really cute hostess gift. It's a low energy craft for you and a nice thing that somebody can just prop up, leave in their front hall or their living room, and it will make the place smell great. I'll link to these little bags on Amazon also. I might earn a small commission on some of these products. It costs you nothing. There's nothing extra to you, and I do appreciate your support. Another smelly gift idea is stovetop potpourri, and it is just as easy, if not actually a little easier, than the pine cone bags. You combine dried citrus slices and apple slices, again in a burlap bag or another cute little bag. You can get Christmas bags everywhere this time of year. And add in a couple of cinnamon sticks, some cloves, some different scented spices, and then your friend will put them into a pot on their stove with some water in it and just simmer it gently. And the whole house will become full of this citrusy, cinnamony holiday smell. It's really lovely. I made some of my own orange slices in the oven, which took a long time. When they say it's going to take 4 to 6 hours at 200 degrees, they mean it. I flipped mine about every 30 minutes, and my first batch was not great. Once you get to around the 4-hour mark, I would start checking on them every 10 minutes because it took less than 20 minutes for mine to go from starting to dehydrate and look like what I want it to black. If you've got a dehydrator at home, you can use that. You can buy dried orange slices and apple slices and lemon slices from Amazon. And I will link to a tutorial for the stovetop potpourri and some of the things that I used and I found worked well. And lastly, if you are a baker like me, keep the baking tradition alive, but scale it back. It is 100% okay to use a store-bought mix. I like this guy. It's Girardelli brownie mix. I get it at Costco. This is triple chocolate. It's got chocolate chunks in it. It tastes amazing. The majority of boxed cake mixes, brownie mixes, that sort of thing, don't have to be chilled the way cookie doughs do. And you can mix it up in a mixing bowl, all in one bowl rather than sifting flour and separating eggs. They are easy. And if you get like a little Christmas pan, they look great. You could get an inexpensive pan like this one. I got this at Dollarama. It came with a lid, so easy transport. Decorate them nicely. I like to either put chocolate icing on, or you can put just a plain white and then put some sanding sugar on so it looks kind of like a snowy scene. Home baking doesn't have to be too involved, and it's always appreciated. For someone to have one less thing that they'll have to bake for their kids' bake sale, or for them to have something that they can snack on once the guests are gone, is going to be appreciated. And just don't tell them. Don't tell them it came from a box. It tastes delicious. That's all they need to know. If you're thinking that's not enough of a gift, Larissa, it's $2 for a cake mix and $2 for the icing. That's not a real Christmas gift. You can put it in a nicer pan. Bake it in that pan, take the pan to their house and tell them that the pan is the gift. I'm going to link below to a travel pan that I think would be a great gift that I am hoping to get for Christmas this year. And I may or may not right now be talking to my dad, who watches all of my videos. The baked treat is the first part of the gift, and the pan is the second part. So it's a double win. This way, your friends and family get a sweet treat and also a kitchen tool that they will use and will be helpful moving forward. These ideas are flexible, and I hope they inspire you to do what's manageable for you. And remember that the holidays are about connection, not perfection. Even if all you do is show up with love and good cheer, that's enough. Your family loves you. Your friends love you. They want you to be present and happy, not exhausted and wrecked. If you've tried any of these, I'd love to know in the comments what your favorites are. I hope you'll like and subscribe if this information was helpful, and then you'll get more information about tips for making life with a concussion a little bit easier. The holidays are emotional and they feel like a lot, even if you don't have an injury or aren't going through a super stressful time right now. So if you are dealing with an injury or a super stressful time, I hope that you will cut yourself a little bit of slack. Allow yourself to be chill and do a little less this year for now until you're up to doing more. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your support, and I hope that you remember that you are not alone in your concussion.